Okay, so I am here with my first video showcasing my envelopes that I got from Beebeecraft. As I've mentioned in the previous video showing the Beebeecraft haul that I got, I was contacted by one of their reps and asked if I would like to receive some free products to show off on video, and here I am. It took a while for them to come. They eventually got here. Well worth the wait. And amongst them I got these envelopes, which are awesome. I love them. Yeah, I absolutely love them. They are really good quality cardstock and they're so cool. You know what us junk journalists are like for envelopes. So as soon as I saw them I had to have them. And I got 2 piles of them. That was one pile, or set, or whatever. And then I got these as well. I'm pretty sure I counted on the video there was 100. I thought there were maybe 20, maybe 50, and I think there's 100. But yeah, they're awesome. Really good quality craft cardstock. I just want to point out as well, thank you so much to Louise for pointing out that in the video when I was showing off my haul I was trying to do the envelopes the wrong way. I was closing them with the heart shape inwards. No, well, you know, anybody with any sense knows that the bottom flap of an envelope goes up first, so therefore the heart actually folds that way, so it's on the outside, which makes more sense. Yeah, I was that excited showing off my haul, I didn't even realise that I was doing it the wrong way. Typical me. But yeah, so that makes much more sense with them being on the outside. Anywho, they fold up so mega easy because they're already scored. The ink, gorgeous. And they also emboss fantastically. Look at this, guys. How cool is that? So I am here today to show you how to emboss them. I've used a few different embossing folders and oh, honestly each time it turns out amazing. Then I will show you how to ink around them to just age them up a little bit more, basically, to go from this pale craft coloured cardstock to the more vintagey colour that we're all used to. So, but they do it, honestly, they ink up beautifully. Really don't like doing this, but for the purpose of this video I'm going to use my Sizzix Big Shot. The reason I say I don't like doing this is because it hurts my arm, my shoulder, and I've actually just purchased the what is it, Gemini, which does it automatically for that reason, but you know, it's a whole different setup to go over there and use the Gemini, so I'll use this one. But yes, so what I've found is the easiest way of doing it is to score the envelope first, fold the envelope first. Like I said, it's already scored. Okay, my bone folder's at the other end of the room. Let me just get that 1 second. There we go. Okay, so they're already scored. All you need to do is just fold them inwards and reinforce that score line. It's easy enough to do. You can do it by hand, but it just helps if you have something like a bone folder, or like I did a second ago, and just the hard side of your scissors will do. And then fold them in the right way. Pop the little heart outwards and fold it together, and then through there like that. So cute. Again, I just go over it again, not necessary because the embossing it's gonna flatten it for you anyway, but I just like to do it. So here we go with the Big Shot. My plates are shot because I've used this so much. since getting it a couple of years ago. But yeah, so we turn over to the ready pink side for the embossing, and I shall use, I've got a number of different embossing folders here. Let me see. So this one was that. I used that one. I love this one. This one was this. No, it wasn't, sorry. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. Yep, so that was this one. And then this was this one. So I won't use them again because obviously I've already used them. But I have two more here that I haven't used, so I shall use those. So now you can do it that way, or you can actually have it directional, and I will do that. So that's going to be the front. So let's get that into place and just line it up so the big butterfly's there. That's it. Put a plate on the bottom, pop the folder in, plate on the top, and then roll it through. Not a lot of space on this desk for this. Oh my gosh. That's why I don't like using this anymore. But never mind. And there we go. Look at that, guys. Like, honestly, it embosses absolutely beautifully, and with folding it up beforehand, it embosses all of it, which is so cool. So that's that one. Can leave them there. Let's take this one out of the packaging and use this one next. Oh, fold another envelope up. What have I done with? There they are. I'll just do this one by hand, just to show you don't need your scissors, bone folder. Especially if you're going to emboss, because like I said, it does help to flatten them. So I shall just fold them in. Pop that through. And then pop that under there. Actually, I'm going to move that over just a little bit more because I want more of that designing. Pop that in there and then roll it back through the opposite way. I find it easier going that way than I do going that way, and I've no idea why. And again, oh my gosh, how gorgeous is that? Oh my word, I love this one. So cool. Oh wow, that's just awesome. Okay, so, and so on and so forth with the embossing. Just emboss to your heart's content, basically. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so let's reposition. So now we have a nice bundle of embossed envelopes, or not, your preference. But for the sake of this demonstration, I am embossing. So now we want to grunge them up a little bit and make them look more vintagey, which is cool. So we need piece of paper, or not. You can, you know, you can do it on your glass mat if you've got one or whatever. If normal mat, if you're not bothered about it getting grubby, but I prefer to do it on paper. And then what we do is open them out. And then just whatever ink you prefer to use. I'm actually going to use Vintage Photo for this. It's funny that, guys. For those who follow me regularly, how, you know, and it's it's so funny how the tides change. Because at one stage I never inked, ever. I hated it. Now it's ink everything inside. And then when I did start inking, I didn't like Vintage Photo. It was too dark and grungy, and no, it just didn't work for me. But then after lots of collaging, I always went with the antique linen. But then after lots of collaging and what have you, and yeah, for some reason Vintage Photo has now become a firm favourite. But yeah, a few months ago, let alone a few years ago, I never envisaged myself being an inker. But anyway, so I use these, I do now anyway for doing this, which are makeup brushes. Just blending brushes, makeup brushes. You can use whatever you want. I also prefer to use the finger daubers. You could use that as well, but I find these cover better. But yeah, so whatever your choice of blending tool is, go ahead and blend away. Well, ink away. And it just highlights, picks up the embossing and highlights it. But with these, it inks in, it highlights, like, inks in between as well. It makes the embossing stand out, but it also inks up in between too. So there we go. This one's a little bit grungier than I normally like them, but ink the whole lot, and then we're going to do inside as well, because some of the inside of the envelope will show, especially if you're not going to glue it together as an envelope and just leave it open for potential journaling space. Look how much that's brought out the embossing now. You could use gilding wax or something along those lines if you have it, which I don't. Just do that a little bit more. Cool, and then we're going to turn it over and do that as well. Because I think I'll be leaving these envelopes open, because even though it's embossed, you can still write on there. It's still very easy to write on it. And it just gives extra journaling space. Also gives the person receiving them the opportunity to decide for themselves whether they want it as an envelope and glue it together, or journal in it. So there we go. Oh, it's proper grungy there. It's picked the ink up on the other side of the paper. Never mind. So just fold that back up. And there you go. That one actually, it's actually kind of poked through on that one, the embossing. Ooh, lighting's not good. But yeah, so then you'd fold it up and then use your ink dauber just to go around the edges, like so. And then this side, you know, and you could open it out and do it all as well. But yeah, let's do it. I'm really curious to see what this one turns out like, so let's do this one. Flip that over to a clean side. Oh wow, oh wow, look at that. Straight away, look at the difference. That is amazing. I love these envelopes. That's awesome. So cool. Wow. It's like instantly transformed with ink. Oh, that is just amazing. That is awesome. Proper grungy as well. You know, and you could not do the inside if you prefer. If you're going to leave it open for people to journal on, you could leave the inside, sorry. You could leave it not inked, so it's not dark. So it's not as dark. Which might be better for writing on, but I think I'll leave that one blank. But what I will do is on the outside, sorry, throwing things around today, I'm rushing, is just ink around everything on the outside to give it a bit more definition. I'm all fingers and thumbs today. Actually, I'm nervous because I'm doing a video for someone else, and yeah, it's quite nerve-wracking, guys. Okay, so nearly done. I'm not going to do the other side, I'm just going to do the outside. Actually, I've already done that one, haven't I? I think I need a new dauber. Yeah, all done. So, like I said, I'm not going to do the inside, but that's now what the outside looks like. So when we put the envelope back together, that's what it now looks like. That is just so cool. I really like that. You could then use your dauber and then kind of maybe go over, oh, I forgot to do around the heart. Okay, and then go over things a little bit, maybe bring out some more of that embossing. Oops. Oh yes, like that flower. Oh wow. Okay, that's bringing it out even more than the brush did. Wow, look at the difference. It's almost like Braille now. Wow. Oh wow, that is awesome. Okay, so maybe that's the way to go then. Didn't think of that. Use your brush to do it all to get the in-between bits, and then maybe just go over it with your normal blending tool, dauber, or your round pad, or the rectangle one, just to bring out the embossing a little bit more. You could even emboss with the, you know, like powders. You could use your sticky emboss pad to wet it and then put your powder on, and then use your heat tool. I have got some of that, but I've never used it yet. I have a clear embossing powder. It's never even been opened because I've just never got around to doing it. That would be interesting, but I'm not doing that today. But that would definitely be an interesting play session. Wow. Oh, I love that. That is proper grunged up. Oh, yes. Look at the difference now. Really, really, really loving that. That is so cool. But yes, so there you go, guys. I know it's only kind of a little bit short and sweet, but there's just an example of what you can do with the envelopes that we got from Beebeecraft. Yeah, I definitely think it needs blending first with like the brush, because that gets the embossing but it gets the background as well. And then just use your dauber to go over to emphasize more. Yeah, definitely. That's so cool. Or I suppose you could work it both ways. Use your dauber first and then blend. I think I prefer it the other way. Oops, sorry, it was going to roll off. I think I prefer it the other way. It's a bit too grungy to begin with. But yeah, that's so cool. But yeah, so there you go, guys. There's an example of the way that you can use these envelopes besides just using them as a envelope. And just inked around the edge on that one. But they are so cool. I love them. And like I said, with or without inking on the inside, there's still plenty of room, you know, plenty of room. You can still write on them easily enough. You know, even with the embossing, it's still easy to write on them. But yeah, so I really like that. Oh, so chuffed. I can see me embossing loads of these. Yeah, I can see lots of embossing in my future. But yeah, so there you go, guys. And again, like I said, that was my one of my many items that I received in my haul from Beebeecraft. I will link to the envelopes and the... Oh, see Daisy. I will link to these envelopes, the listing for these envelopes, and to Beebeecraft below. As I said, this video is in collaboration with Beebeecraft. But yeah, so how cool is that? But yeah, so there you go, guys. Oh, I just love them. Really, really, I love how that one turned out. Really, really love them. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Thank you to Beebeecraft for letting me join forces with you guys for these, for this project items, whatever you want to call it. My brain's gone. I'm lost for words. Hopefully the next video will be a lot better. I have a few other things to showcase. But yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you to Beebeecraft, and I will see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.